All right, guys. Hello. We are here joined by one of the best submission grapplers in the world today. He is a multi-time IBJJF world champion and possibly a future one submission grappling world champion. Ladies and gents, we got Tye Ruotolo. Hi, Tye. Thanks for joining us here at the MMA Superfan. How are you doing?
Hi, boss. Man, it's good to meet you. Super good, man. Thanks for having me on the show. Stoked to be here.
All right, definitely. So let's get right to it. You have a massive matchup coming, your third match inside the circle. It's a big one, man. You're going to be facing the one middleweight world champion, Reinier de Ridder. How are your preparations going for this upcoming match?
Yeah, so we're still a couple months out. Definitely ready to start ramping up camp here pretty soon. I have a trip to Costa Rica planned. We're going to go finish our gym over there. So I'm going to try to get some training out there with my brother if can. And then the rest of the camp will be done here in San Diego with Andre Galval over at Atos headquarters. And yeah, it's mainly just training super hard, lifting a little bit of weights now. I'm fighting these big guys, so I got to start putting on some muscle. And then all the same stuff we always do, surfing and, staying active. So it's been a good camp so far. Body feels great.
Man, that sounds like a great way to live, man. Anyway, One Fight Night 10, of course, it's going to be a historic card, man. It's going to be the first one championship event in U.S. soil. How does it feel to be a part of history, to participate in a high-level submission grappling match in front of a global audience?
Yeah, I'm super honored that Prachi chose me to be on the card and, entrusted me to deliver and show a good performance and show what one is capable of and what one's all about, going for the submission and I'm really excited to perform. And I hope that I don't let Chaudhry down. It's a big task, so I'm excited to perform for sure with the Reinier. I think the match is going to be crazy.
And of course, it's happening in your home base, right? So all the fans will be cheering for you. This is going to be great. So, man, I think it was the great Saulo Ribeiro who once said that in Jiu Jitsu, if you get tired, you're practically dead, man. So, I mean, endurance, it's never been an issue with you and your brother Cade. But you're going to be fighting in altitude in Colorado, of course. So, do you think that's going to play a factor in your matchup, or do you plan on visiting Colorado early to get acclimated with the elevation?
100%. I was definitely thinking about the elevation over there, and we plan on getting there 2 weeks before. I think, my brother and I pride ourselves on our cardio, so I definitely don't want to show up there and get gassed out. That'd be pretty hectic. So gonna get out there early, make sure we do everything right, and make sure that he drowns before we do.
Have you ever fought in altitude before?
I've never fought in elevation. I've been to Colorado once before, and I remember just walking down the street. I was out of breath. I went to go drill. I couldn't even do a couple leg drags without needing a break. I was really, really shocked. So I'm definitely giving myself some, a good cushion before the fight so we can, adapt.
Sounds like a plan, man. So let's talk a bit about your opponent, RDR. I mean, obviously he's a world champion. He's held 2 golden belts in 2 divisions. But he's an awesome MMA fighter. But what do you think about him as a grappler? I mean, we know grappling in MMA is a whole lot different than grappling for a grappling match.
No, 100%. Yeah, he's a super decorated MMA fighter, double champ, like you said, and I got a lot of respect for his MMA. I know he's got the jiu-jitsu game down. He's over there training with Gordon Ryan and those guys over at New Wave, Donna Hare. So I know they're going to be trying to show him some good stuff to try to take me down. But, I'm real excited to fight him. I think stylistically, it's not going to be a good matchup for him. And I think it's going to end in a submission no matter what. But I think he's a very good fighter. I think his jiu-jitsu is very, very funky. He catches, he's lengthy, so he gets like weird reverse triangles, those kind of submissions, right? So I think it's going to be an exciting match. We should go over a lot of positions.
Mm-hmm. We're going to go about that new wave thing a bit later. So one of the narratives of this matchup, of course, is the Ridder's supposed size advantage over you. I think he walks around, 90 to 95 kilos, if I'm not mistaken. In previous interviews, you've mentioned about adding more weight over the years so you can, you won't have to face your twin brother, Cade. But
right.
Where are you currently weight-wise for this fight with RDR?
Man, I've been bulking to try and catch up a little bit to close the distance. I'm currently up in my high 180s or low 190s. I'm sitting right around there, and my weight fluctuates so much every day. Some days I eat a lot, some days I'm like, okay, I ate too much. I gotta keep it, but I'm trying to
You're
keep
just
it
gonna
clean.
burn those calories anyway, so it's all good.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the plan, So we've been trying to keep the balance, it's a hard process trying to gain weight, but still stay agile. But I feel like it's happening.
Definitely. So of course you're no stranger to fighting and beating bigger guys. We've seen your amazing run last year in the ADCC's Absolute Division. The way you manhandled Felipe Pena was just nothing short of amazing, man. It's so great. Is
Thank
fighting
you very
bigger
much.
guys is fighting bigger guys somewhat more exciting for you? I mean, why do you think you have so much success despite being at a disadvantage?
Um, you know what? I think that's really all it comes down to is it's a lot of excitement for me, and I like the challenge that people that I feel like I can't do, right? So I want to always work towards something that I feel that's almost not impossible, but should be real difficult, And I feel like in my division, I don't get that same excitement. I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm challenged the same way I am with these bigger guys. So that's why I love fighting all the big guys. The plan to take down Reinier and then keep taking down all the new wave guys, really work my way up and then work my way up to Gordon. But yeah, one by one.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes you a fan favorite, man. You represent the Davids over the Goliaths. So yeah, this is amazing, man. So yeah, so as you've mentioned, the Raider has been training with the new wave guys over in Texas. You obviously have a history with this crew, particularly with Gordon Ryan. What do you think about this development? Because RDR said that those guys helped him craft a game plan specifically for you.
Yeah, I think they've been trying to craft game plans against my brother and I for a long time. So ever since there was a big change in the game when my brother and I really started to adapt and figure out the heel hooks. We definitely fell victim to the DDS with Nicky Ryan and Ethan Kronstein. They both popped our ankles and knees, and we got to be like, whoa, the heel hooks are gnarly. So we had to respect them, and we evolved from that. And I feel since then, in all the matches that we've had against the DDS, whether it was Craig or Nicky, we've been very successful. And maybe even in the ones that we lost, it was only, because we ran out of time, they were gassing and it wasn't anything sort of, anything technical. So I think they still have a big code to crack when it comes up to my brother and I's game. I'm sure John's thinking a lot over there. And I think got a lot of respect for him. He's a good coach, and I'm curious to see what kind of game plan that Reinier comes out with.
Great, great. So, speaking of Gordon Ryan, you guys had some back and forth online recently. Is that match something that you still want to happen sometime in the future?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not a big fan of the whole online bickering. I'm not great at that whole part of thing. I know I should be to sell more fights and stuff for sure, but Gordon, he doesn't end. He's like definitely a keyboard warrior, I think is the term. So I'm just gonna let him do his thing online, and yeah, when he says something too disrespectful, we'll check him in person. But until then, yeah, I'm just gonna keep gaining weight and then get the match with Gordon. I'm excited for that one.
Great, great, man. So RDR's previous grappling match in one obviously is against Andre Galvao. They fought to a draw. Does that invoke some sort of strong feelings for you? I mean, would you like to somehow get retribution for your mentor or whatnot?
Sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
Sorry. Okay, so RDR's last match was against Andre Galvao inside the circle. Obviously, he's your mentor. So does that invoke some strong feelings for you? Would you like to some sort get of a retribution for him?
Yeah, it's not. I don't think that match made it a whole lot more emotional for me. And I'm not really an emotional fighter. I try not to get emotional, but anytime my opponent or my professor fights against someone, I feel like I want to be right there with them. And however it goes for him, I want to be backing him up no matter what. So yeah, I definitely look to smash Reinier, and take him out.
And I'm sure you've rewatched that match countless of times already. Have you discovered anything from that match that you can use in your upcoming bout with Reinier?
If I'm being honest, I haven't seen the match since it happened. And so I should rewatch the match. I gotta do that tonight, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, I kind of remember how the match went. I know he's lengthy, he's got some good wrestling, and overall he's got a good game. I don't really focus on my opponents too much, really, whoever I fight. I focus on my own game. I make sure all my holes are closed, and I make sure I'm the best version of myself. So, on that night, I think regardless of what he brings, I should be able to take him out.
That's an amazing mindset, man. Great, great.
No, thank
So
you.
Speaking of Galvao, how's he doing these days? I mean, I'm sure he's really busy with Aros and everything, but has he talked to you? Any plans of returning to the circle?
Yeah, Gava is amazing. He's doing so good. He's always, I say it, he's the most busiest guy I've ever seen in my life, running a gym, and now he's not competing as much, so he's got some time to relax a little bit more. You could tell he's enjoying the other things in life other than just choking out guys on the biggest stadiums. But he's doing great, and I don't know if he plans on returning to the circle. That's a good question. If you ask him, he might say he's retired, but he's never done. He's got so much fight in him always. So we'll see.
Yes, man. I don't think he has to hang it up anytime soon, man. It's a pleasure watching you guys, of course. So, yeah, you already have two beautiful submissions inside the circle in such a short amount of time. You caught Gary Tonon with your signature Darce choke in your debut. And of course, you hit Marat Gafurov with a hybrid armbar wrist lock in your last match. That was nasty, man. It was amazing. How do you plan on finishing Reinier de Ridder? Because he said he's going to submit you.
Yeah, he did say he was going to submit me, right? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. I plan on darsing him. I know he has a good darce choke, and I definitely want to show him, how it's done correctly. So, on that night, I think he's long. He's going to be hard to take down immediately. I think it might take a couple minutes, but I think the darce is the way I want to get him. I'll take anything though. I'm a submission hunter. Whatever comes my way, I'll take first. I'm not going to pass it up. He's a tough guy. I'm not going to be choosing out here.
Okay, so speaking of Darce chokes, I mean, it's become a Ruotolo family signature. Even your celebrations, like you're setting up Darces, right? So, for us Jiu-Jitsu noobs, can you tell us how you pull off such an intricate technique? Because, I mean, Darces are highly tactical, man. You can set it up from half guards, from side control. I even saw you guys doing it from the bottom, which is just ridiculous,
all over.
Yeah.
There's a dart from when your opponent has your back, which is crazy, bro. No one believes it, but it works.
Yes,
the dart, it's always been our favorite technique, ever since we were young kids. Even there's a video of us as a white belt in the gi. We're still darsing. I think it's just I don't know what it is. We got these long arms. I think that kind of helps, but once you learn the mechanics of the darce, the setups come from everywhere. So that's why it's always been our favorite. We can jump into them, we can fly, dive. So it's real exciting, and it's an effective choke too. So I think that's why it's always kind of gravitated our interest.
Great. So another thing that makes you guys great is you don't discriminate. You also hit the lower part of the body. So, in in nogi matches nowadays, we've seen so many variations of the leg locks. Even in the circle, of course. So, what do you think about the evolution of the leg locks and the Ruotolo's twists on these submissions?
That's the coolest thing about jiu-jitsu, like in boxing and Muay Thai, it's all these, there's only so many combos, and jiu-jitsu, there's like thousands of techniques, and there's more and more getting created every day. So, I think the leg locks are just going to keep getting more and more advanced. I think my brother and I, every 6 months for sure, are going to have to sit in the garage like we did and revamp and relearn and adapt. That's what it takes to stay at the top these days. So, I think the leg locks are getting so advanced, and I think there's a few different principles just to keep yourself safe that we've figured out. And as long as those don't change, we should be safe. So as long as those, when those change, we got problems.
Great, man. And obviously, because of this submissions, you guys have been racking up the bonuses, man. You're in Cade. So yeah, the extra money is going to be great, man. I saw that you've been putting it in your dream gym, which is congratulations, by the way. So can you talk us through a bit about that, about the development of your new second home?
Right. Yeah, we never started winning so much money in our lives, didn't know what to do with it all. We just put it in the bank, and then we invested it in the first thing we could think of. And that was in ourselves, really, in our gym. It was something that we wanted to do our entire lives. So we're finally getting it done. It's going to be done in about a month, which is just mind-blowing to us that that is happening. We're 20, and I thought for sure we'd be, growing up, we're okay, we'll have a gym when we're 35, we'll finish competing, slow down, but it's happening, and yeah, I'm so stoked. It's really, we're creating our own paradise out there in Costa Rica, our own perfect spot to train, and I can't thank Chaudhry and One Championship enough. They're changing our lives, and you know, and I hope to be able to bring, you know, change a lot of lives with our gym too, you know, bring some great jiu-jitsu to Costa Rica, you know, all the kids around there, you know, do some local competitions and, you know, see what we can do. But yeah, I'm super, super happy and stoked and grateful.
You guys are living the dream right now. It's amazing. So we've seen you guys grow up in the mats practically. You and Kate started in gi, then transitioned to no gi. I mean, as you know, BJJ in the beginning is like a niche sport, right? I mean, then all of a sudden no gi just exploded out of nowhere, man. So why do you think the no gi revolution of the jiu-jitsu began? I mean, do you think it's truly the future of jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, you know, I think in jiu-jitsu, everything, there's like a lot of waves, you know, that of popularity, you know, right? It was the lapels and, you know, and the gi was very popular for a long time. I think even no-gi was kind of on the back burner, you could say. But, you know, with all this new extra money coming into no-gi, I think the reason being is because it's more exciting, to be honest with you. There's more movement, you know, there's more people going for the kill. And I feel like there's more people trying to make the sport more exciting and more available to the masses. In the gi, it's really hard. I see more people. I feel like they would rather win by, you know, stalling the whole match, you know, and win that way than, you know, put on a good show. And to each their own. You know, I'm not gonna hate on anyone, but if you're not making the show exciting, you know, then no one's gonna see it. No one's gonna grow the sport, you know. So that's why Nogi's been growing, and I think it'll continue to do that. You know, I think if the gi can catch up, it's got to change some things. But if it changes some things, I think there's so many people that love the gi, so it can definitely gravitate like Nogi too.
I mean, man, it's practically tradition, right? It's like your armor,
Right.
you wear it and stuff. So you still have
Yeah.
plans on competing in gi anytime soon?
Yeah, man, everyone keeps asking. I'm like still on the fence of doing worlds. You know, I'm contemplating it. Um, it'll be interesting. I think I'll definitely have to do the middleweight division, you know, which is the one I'd want to do. I'd fight Tynan first round most likely because, you know, I think, you know, the last Worlds I fought Jonathan first round. I don't know if they like putting me against AOJ guys or what, but I'm excited for it. You know, I want to fight Tynan. And in the gi, you know, I definitely know it's going to be a harder match for sure. He's strong. You know, he's probably, you know, the best right now for sure around. And, you know, I think there's only a couple of guys in the world that could give him a real challenge around his weight, you know, maybe me and Mika. So, definitely excited to get in the division with them and challenge them
We're
if I
all
do it.
we're all
we're
looking
still on the
forward to that,
fence.
man. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Sense, sense. So, okay, let's talk about Cade a bit. I mean, he already defended his world title. I mean, there's a new challenger. I'm sure you know him. His name is Tommy Langaker. I mean, he's talking a lot of trash, man. He even called Cade like Sideshow Bob or something. I mean, that match.
I've called Cage Sideshow Bob though, so that's not so bad.
So that's the new man. All right, all right. So that match is not booked yet. But what do you think about that possible showdown?
um, I think it's great that Tommy's, you know, talking, and I think it's going to be a great match for the fans. It's going to be a fiery, really exciting match. You know, Cade gets pissed off really easy when people talk shit to him. You know, I can kind of hold my own a little bit. You know, it's until I see it in person. But Cade was like, "You see this? He's calling me Sideshow Bob. This guy's gonna get it." You know, like I could tell he was frustrated by it. I'm like, "You're really letting this guy frustrate you with this?" You know? Like, that's how Cade is, man. He's angry. You know, he's got some inner fire. So I think Tommy's gonna have a. To be honest, I think it's gonna be a rough night for Tommy, but I think it's gonna be a great night for everyone watching.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Let's discuss your future a bit. I mean, after your match with RDR, what's next? I mean, I'm sure you also have world title aspirations of your own. You're in a unique position right now. I mean, you can't really go down in weight and challenge Mikey Musumeci, although that would be fun. But then, of course, the lightweight king is Cade. I mean, is challenging Cade still an option for you, or perhaps would you like one to, you know, create a higher weight class in submission grappling?
Yeah, you know, that's a really good question. I think creating a higher weight class, you know, would be smart. There's a lot of good, you know, guys in around the 190, you know, 200-pound weight class. So creating one for that would be convenient for me. I don't like cutting weight too much, you know, so you know, I can maybe make it down for sure. It just take me some time, you know, to be able to pass hydration and everything and still be, you know, in shape and good. But I can make it. It takes some time, and I fighting my brother would be crazy. I don't know if it's gonna happen at 170. It definitely could. We got to find the right time. You know, I think we got to market it. It's not easy fighting your brother on a stage like that all the time. You know, we've done it before, but that's a big stage. You know, I don't know if he'll get saltier than normal, so we'll see. But you know, I'm real excited to see that match again. I know Cade. Every time we fought, it was just funny. I don't know how it happened. He was smashing me, and I ended up winning in the last minute or so. I just caught him. So I'm 3-0 against him right now. We'll see how it goes the next one.
And you guys have this twin intuition going on, so it's an amazing match for sure. It's gonna be really good. So just a couple more questions before I let you go, man. So one championship is going to have a Muay Thai openweight Grand Prix sometime this year. Would you like to see perhaps a similar tournament in submission grappling inside the circle?
That would be really, really cool. You know, I think, yeah, that's definitely something that would help grow the sport of jiu-jitsu for sure. You know, and it definitely gives some more content and more a good platform for MMA fans and even people that don't do jiu-jitsu to learn about the sport, you know, and understand what it's about. But yeah, that would be really exciting and great for everyone in jiu-jitsu. I know everyone would be just really trying to get in that. So we got to make that happen.
Yeah, that's good. So on Instagram, we've seen you and Kate doing some bit of pad work, working on their striking. I mean, you guys look good, by the way. The punches look sharp. They look fast. Look like they have a lot of power behind them. But is moving to MMA still part of the plan for you and Kate? Maybe not now, of course, but somewhere down the line. You guys are still very young.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely want to take our time, but at the same time, we want to hurry up. You know, we can't wait to get out there, and MMA is on our minds for sure. Especially Cade. Like I said, he's got the fire, and I think Cade's going to be making his debut this year. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that's what he keeps saying. You know, he keeps checking everyone, trying to leg kick everyone throughout the days. You know, he's always keeping his guard up. So I could tell the fight's coming soon. I mean, I'm excited to see it for both of us. We're really excited to make the conversion. You know, it's something new for us, and we feel like white belts again. You know, maybe not white belts anymore. We feel like we're climbing the ranks, but yeah, I'm excited to test ourselves in something new for sure.
That's big, man. That's big. So jiu-jitsu and grappling has taken over the world in recent years. I myself, I'm a white belt, just got my first stripe a few months ago. So do you have a message for all your fans and anyone who wants to start training jiu-jitsu but like scared or whatnot?
Yeah, you know what? I see a lot of people they come in jiu-jitsu and they set a lot of goals and expectations, you know. Uh, just train as much as you possibly can as long as it's still fun, you know. The second it becomes not fun anymore is the second you stop learning to me, you know. So, you know, as a white belt, you can probably train 3 times a day and still want to train again, right? You know, as long as the body lets you. So, and that's how I am still to this day. You know, every time I train, I want to train, and then that's when you're getting better. So, just keep a healthy mindset, ask a lot of questions, and yeah, roll with a lot of higher belts, roll with everybody, just keep training, you know.
Great, great. Lastly, what can fans expect from Tye Ruotolo in his upcoming match with Reinier de Ridder at One Fight Night 10?
And you can expect a lot of crazy scrambles and hopefully a sharp submission coming from me. You know, it's going to be a crazy match and a little bit of a David Goliath kind of situation. So I'm excited to take him down and show what the true essence of jiu-jitsu is all about. You know, going for the kill no matter the size of your opponent.
So there you have it, all the time we have today. Thank you very much, Tye Ruotolo, for joining us, and have a nice day, man, and good luck, man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, Kriel. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much for your time. It's an absolute honor.
Yeah. Easy, man, for sure. Pleasure to meet you. Have a good night. Mahalo.
Cheers.